What's up, guys? It's the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you another video. It is the biggest surprise coasters 2018, and these are coasters that I had low expectations for, and then they were kind of beyond my expectations. Basically, surprising rides. It could be some elite coasters on here. Just letting you guys know, there are going to be some really good coasters here that I thought would be awesome, but they were even better. So this is the biggest surprise coasters of 2018 so far. And before I completely start with the video, I'm sorry for any inconvenience you guys may have with me not uploading in a while, but a ton of videos are going to be coming in the next few days, with my next video being the biggest disappointments of coasters so far in 2018 and my top 10 coasters at Kings Island 2018 edition, as well as my top 10 at Cedar Point. That video is coming around soon as well. So let's get started. And first up, we have Twisted Timbers. So Twisted Timbers, it's overall, like, I had high expectations coming into Twisted Timbers for Kings Dominion, the new for 2018 coaster, but I wasn't expecting it to be so high on my rankings. This coaster is super smooth, has awesome airtime, the drop is fantastic, and it feels way longer than the track length actually is. This coaster definitely is intense, has an awesome airtime, and it's just one of those rides. It's just pure fun. Like Twisted Timbers, the airtime was super strong on it. I really did like the ejector airtime on there, and the inverting drop was kind of similar to Storm Chasers, and I thought that was an awesome part of the ride. The inversions were done well, the bank turns were done really nicely. This is just a perfect ride. Like, hands down, this ride definitely blew me away. Next up, we have Apple Zapple, and Apple Zapple overall, it's a Wild Mouse coaster, and you may be saying, why is this on here? It's not the greatest in the world, but Apple Zapple, for a Wild Mouse's standpoint, I thought it was pretty fun. And this coaster, the beginning starts out with a very solid drop, and that first drop is easily the best part of the ride, and then you go through the switchbacks. And it's pretty smooth, I have to admit. Definitely the smoothest Wild Mouse I've ever ridden. Usually some of these coasters can get kind of rough, but Apple Zapple, definitely a smooth Wild Mouse. And that drop definitely made the ride pretty decent. And next will be kind of a surprise. And it is Diamondback. So I just got back from Kings Island for the weekend, and Diamondback, awesome B&M Hypercoaster, I know. And one thing I have to admit, the airtime was a lot stronger when I rode it this year compared to last year and the year before. And one reason is because I know how to not get stapled on coasters, and that definitely helped a ton because I got some super strong airtime on Diamondback, and I was flying out of my seat for several seconds at a time. Like, it was a very fantastic feeling. Super awesome ride. Diamondback, still my favorite coaster at Kings Island. That was a spoiler alert right there. But seriously, Diamondback, don't get stapled and get some good airtime on there. And yeah, Diamondback, it may not be as smooth as Intimidator or as good, but I still think this is such a fantastic ride at Kings Island. Definitely the best ride there. And still one of my favorites. Next up, we have Rougarou. So, Rougarou, formerly named Mantis, it's a floorless coaster at Cedar Point, and this coaster definitely surprised me with the back row ride I got on it. Because I didn't really get stapled by the over-the-shoulder restraint on a ride on Rougarou, and on that first drop, I got some pretty awesome airtime on the first drop, which is kind of weird because Rougarou Rougarou has over-the-shoulder restraints, but overall, I'm really happy that there was some pretty good airtime on the first drop, and the back row is pretty awesome on Rougarou. And to me, I feel like on B&M inverts and floorless coasters, you have to be in a middle seat to have the best experience. So for me, that was kind of what I did with Banshee. If you're in a middle seat, you're going to have a smoother experience because the side seats are right under the wheels, which makes a bit of a rougher ride. So yeah, just a tip right there. Next we have Joker's Jinx, and this coaster's at Six Flags America, and compared to the other Premier Ride Spaghetti Bowl coasters, I thought it was pretty awesome. Joker's Jinx, definitely a huge surprise compared to the Flight of Fears. Joker's Jinx was much better. It was way smoother. It had no mid-course brake run, and it was outdoors, so you could get an actual day ride and see what the track was doing. So Joker's Jinx, definitely a huge surprise. Definitely the second best coaster at Six Flags America for me. Super fun launch. Even though the Flight of Fears, the launch is just as fun as the Joker's Jinx launch, despite them being clones. Joker's Jinx definitely dominates those rides, and I had some expectations going in, but I did not expect to be super good like what I think of it now. And our final roller coaster on here is Avalanche. This is a pretty cool ride. It's a bobsled coaster at King's Dominion, and I wasn't really expecting much from Avalanche as a bobsled. I was thinking, it'll just be okay. It'll just be kind of, probably like a 6 out of 10 ride. But no, I thought 6 out of 10 at best, or 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10 at worst. But this coaster is probably a 7 out of 10 for me. It was just solid. It is shakier in the back, but in the front row or the second row, you're going to have an awesome time on this ride. And this is a really unique ride, in my opinion. Avalanche, super fun ride, and seriously a huge surprise at King's Dominion. A lot of King's Dominion coasters here on this list. And the final ride, it's not a roller coaster, but I had to put it on here. It's the Plants vs. Zombies dark ride, so at Carowinds. And I thought this would be just kind of like just a dark ride to try out, but overall I really loved playing it, and I thought it was super fun being on the Plants vs. Zombies. My only complaint about it though was everyone went over to the plant side and there was no one on the Zombies team, but whenever it was even, it was a super awesome battle, and that was just such a fun game to play, the Plants vs. Zombies, and it never had a line at Carowinds, so those were the biggest surprise coasters, and the Plants vs. Zombies ride as well. Even though it's not a coaster, I still think it's a pretty cool ride. But thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more videos. Next video will be the coasters that have disappointed me so far in 2018. Stay tuned for more videos.